Hello, Glacier Hills residents. Today we're having some activity in the lovely University of Michigan Arboretum. Hopefully you are all doing well and want to participate. I'm sitting in a nice stable chair, so having a nice stable chair to work from is a good idea. I've got some tennis shoes on. We are going to be doing a little bit of activity out of the chair, so having good solid shoes is a good idea. Let's start first with our posture check. So we're going to lift the shoulders, bring them back and set them down. And I've already moved to the front of my chair, and that way I'm already engaging my core muscles, my abdominal muscles, and my back muscles are continuously working while we're doing a little bit of a warm-up, and then we'll focus a little bit more on the lower part of the body, so the legs. And let's go ahead and start with warming up from head to toe. So we'll start with, let's start first with tilting the head to the side. Feel free to close your eyes during this part. So I've got my ear leaning towards my shoulder. If you feel like you want a little bit more of a stretch in the side of the neck, feel free to rest your hand on your head, maybe on your ear. So no pulling or tugging, just using the weight of your arm to accentuate the stretch a little bit in the side of the neck. And let's try that on the other side. So now I'm tilting my ear towards the other shoulder and using that hand just to accentuate the stretch a little bit in the side of the neck. Good. And then let's go ahead and angle the chin down towards the chest. Remember, you're taking deep breaths, inhaling, exhaling throughout, not holding your breath, and then coming back to neutral. Let's go ahead and tilt the chin back. And maybe open and close the mouth a little bit, feeling the stretch in the front of the neck. And also from here, let's go ahead and scan. You'll be scanning the ceiling. I'm scanning actually the sky and the tree here. So I'm turning my head as it's lifted from one side to the other, nice and slow and controlled. You're only doing what feels comfortable for you. And then let's go ahead again and lower the chin. This time we're scanning the floor, or for me, I'm scanning the grass here and the path that's behind me. Good, one more time. Turning in one direction and then turning in the other. Good. And then lifting the head. From here, let's go ahead and do our head circles. So smoothing it all out and turning in each direction. Let's reverse that. Good, just focusing on the head and the neck. Excellent. From here, let's go ahead and lower the hands, lower the arms to the side, and shake them out a little bit. And I'm actually going to be a little bit more deliberate. I've got my palms facing forward, rotating, internally rotating the shoulders, and then externally rotating. Good, let's try that again. Internally rotating, and then externally rotating. Let's do that with the arms out to the side, palms facing up, internally rotating. Palms are facing back now. Externally rotating, palms are facing up. Let's do that one more time. And rotating internally, palms facing up. Externally rotating, palms facing up towards the ceiling. Good. And then let's go ahead and lower. Let's cross the arms. Let's do a little bit leaning back, just a tiny bit. I'm leaning back, engaging the core, holding here, and coming back to fully seated upright, leaning back a little bit, holding here, not holding your breath, but just holding that position that you really feel like you're bracing yourself in the middle. Good. And let's go ahead and lower the arms. And rotate the shoulders forward and then rotate them back. And now we're going to bring the arms with us. Rotate the shoulders forward, but extend the arms out in front. Really stretch, opening up that upper back. Holding here. So we're working on these posture muscles right between the shoulder blades. And then we're going to bring the arms back at an angle, opening up the chest. Good. And then let's bring one arm across the body and hold. So we're getting a nice stretch through the triceps area and through the shoulder. Good. Let's do the same thing. Draw the other arm across the body, stretching through the shoulder. And hopefully you can hear, am I hearing the cicadas, the birds? It's very peaceful here. Good. Let's go ahead and work on the hands. So opening and closing the hands, making a fist, opening, stretching, and wiggling the fingers, and then rotating through the wrists in one direction and then the other. Good. Let's again bring the arms out to the side, so fingertips pointing up. Let's push the arms down. So little bit of movement and really working through the hands and through the wrists. And then fingertips pointing down. Same thing. Little bit of movement up and down through the arms. Good. And rotating through the wrists and rotating in the other direction. Good. Let's take one arm and work through your entire range of motion as we circle one arm forward and then we circle it back. We have some people who are hiking through the Arb. Yay! And other arm. So actually this feels like a really good stretch. I went swimming this morning at Fuller Pool. So we're doing a little front crawl, and now we're doing the backstroke. But it was very cold, so I was doing the front crawl as fast as I possibly could to stay warm. And one more time. Good. So really working through your full range of motion. Good. I did do the breaststroke. We're going to do the breaststroke now. So arms out in front. Bring the elbows back. Pinch the shoulder blades together. Let's do that again. Arms out in front. Draw those elbows back, pinch the shoulder blades together one more time. And out in front and draw the elbows back, pinch the shoulder blades together. Good. And let's do what we call stir the pot. So sitting more towards the front of the chair, we're going to get a little rotation through the upper body. I've got my hands on my waist. I'm going to lean forward and then tilt to the side, lean back, tilt to the other side. So I am circling with the upper body, really engaging the core as I come back and around. Let's do that one more time in one direction, stopping at the front here and then circling in the other direction. Stirring the pot with the upper body. Good, and one more circle. Good. Okay, so let's start warming up the lower body and then we'll do some things out of the chair. So I'm marching in place here. I'm lifting and lowering one leg at a time. Lift and lower, lift and lower. First one side, then the other. And then we'll make it a little more challenging by picking up the speed. Good. So again, you're working at your own level though. So if this is too fast for you, then slow it down. I am going to add the arm. So opposite arm. So I'm jogging here while sitting on my chair. So opposite arm, and then I'm stopping, and then I'm using the same arm, same leg. Starting out slow, and then I'll pick up the speed a little bit. Okay, good. And let's extend one leg, then the other. So warming up the hips, and now we're warming up the knees. And so I'm doing what are called heel digs. So I'm extending the leg, touching the heel down, warming up not just the hip, but also the knee. So heel digs. Let's do a few more on each side. Good, let's do one more on each side. Here's one, here's the other. Let's bring the leg out to the side and back to the middle. Okay, still warming things up here. And one more to each side. Good. We're going to do a nice stretch here in the inner thigh by either pressing our hands to the inner inside of the knee, or leaning over even more and pushing with the elbows against the knees. And I'm holding on to the lower leg, leaning forward, so hinging forward, keeping a nice flat back, but feeling that stretch through the lower back and into the glutes and into the inner thigh. Good. All right. From here, let's go ahead and hug one knee and rotate through the ankle. I'm looking around me and I'm seeing leaves are falling already. There's a lot of goldenrod. I might be feeling this tonight with my allergies a little bit. And let's go ahead and grab the other knee, pull it in towards the chest, and rotate through the ankle. One direction and then the other. So take your time with this. Good. And let's go ahead and put your feet together so that the toes and the heels are touching and knees are together. From here, let's lean forward slightly and push on the outside of the knees. So what we're doing here is we're going to resist at the knees by pushing in with the upper body and trying to pull the knees apart. So where I'm actually feeling this is in the upper body, in the chest, as I'm pushing with my hands, but I'm also feeling this on the outside of my legs as I'm trying to push the knees apart. So I'm just resisting a little bit here, and then we'll do the opposite by having the hands in the inside of the knees and trying to push the knees together. So now we're resisting in the other direction. And this gives you this bracing feeling in the middle where you feel like, oh, I want to hold my breath. But don't do that. Keep inhaling and exhaling the whole time. And relax. Let's try that one more time. We're going to resist trying to open up the knees. So we're pushing against the outside of the knees, and we're going to push 2, 3, 4, 5, inhaling and exhaling the whole time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and recover. Let's do the same thing by now trying to push the knees together. So instead of the knees coming apart, pushing the knees together, resisting with my hands. So I am pushing against the knees while I'm trying to push my knees together. And hold 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's do another set of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax, recover. Good job. Okay, we're going to get out of the chair now and do some things in front of the chair. So a chair squat. So I'm going to turn to the side so that you can see what I'm doing. So if I have the chair right behind me, what I'm going to do is hinge forward from the hips. I'm going to let my arms come out in front as I squat, as if I were going to sit in the chair, and then I'm going to push my arms back down. So I'm standing right in front of the chair. In fact, I can feel the chair with the back of my legs. So that's what you want to do. So you may need to hold on to the chair to get out of your chair, and that's totally fine. And so get yourself into that position. Maybe feet are about shoulder width apart. You can feel for the back of the chair. You're going to hinge forward, and the arms come forward to help you balance as if you were going to sit in that chair. And then you're slowly going to stand up, pushing the arms down. So let's do that for a count of 3, going down, a count of 3, coming back up. So down, 2, 3, and up, 2, 3, and down, 2, 3, and up, 2, 3. Anytime you need to sit down, feel free to sit down. Down, 2, 3, and up, 2, 3. Let's do 2 more. And down, 2, 3, and up, 2, 3. Excellent. We're going to do something called power squats, where we lower for a count of 3, but we come up on a count of 1. So we're really using the power in our legs. And so we'll go down, 2, 3, push down on 1. Good. And down, 2, 3, push down on 1 with the arms, and down, 2, 3, push down on 1. Let's do 2 more power squats. And down, 2, 3, and up on 1. Last one. Down, 2, 3, and up on 1. Excellent. Okay. Slowly work your way to the side of the chair, where we'll take the outside leg and bring that back into a lunge position. So the back leg should be straight with the heel pushed into the floor and a stretch or sensation coming into the front of the hip. So we're stretching out the hip flexor. That tends to get tight from sitting. We'll do that on both sides. And also you may notice that stretch enhance the way you walk. It's possible that when you're walking, you feel like you're a little bit tilted forward, and that could be because of your hip flexors being a little tight. When you stretch those out, you should be able to maintain that nice posture that we've talked about a lot, where your ears are over your shoulders, over your hips, over your knees, over your ankles. So not tilting forward as you're walking, but having that nice posture. So practicing that, or getting a nice stretch out of that hip flexor, is important in keeping that nice upright posture. So holding onto your chair, the back heel is pushed into the floor, and from here what we're going to do is bend a little bit more through the front knee to accentuate that stretch. If you lean forward now, you won't feel it as much as if you keep that nice upward posture. From here, let's go ahead and lift the back heel, bend that leg, and we're going to lower towards the floor, or for me, towards the path or the grass. And I'm lowering and I'm coming back up. I'll do that 3 more times. Lowering and coming back up. And 2 more. Good. And 1 more. Good. I'm putting that back heel onto the ground or onto the floor, and I'm going to come around to the other side. We're going to finish up here with the other side. So outside leg is back, heel is pushed into the floor, and I'm accentuating this stretch across the front of the hip by bending through the front knee a little bit. From here, we're doing that lowering and coming back up. So I've got that back heel lifted. Here's 2, we'll go for 5 and 3, good, and 4 and 5. And I'm going to finish with a stretch in the chair. And we'll do the stretch that we did earlier by putting the hands or the elbows to the inside of the knees and stretching here by reaching towards maybe the ankles, maybe even the toes, and maybe you even reach towards the floor. So with a nice flat back, let yourself stretch out here while you get this inner thigh stretch. And take some deeper breaths, inhaling and exhaling. And let's heel toe the feet back together. And that's it. Bye, everybody.